And thank you so much for watching Morning Live. Now we continue our series of speaking to the premiers of the 9 provinces. And this morning, it's the turn of Limpopo Premier Stan Mathabatha. Now he has said that there won't be an inauguration party for him this year as he enters his 2nd term of office. The move is in order to cut costs and also prioritize service delivery in the province, which is one of the country's poorest provinces. Limpopo has been affected by endless service delivery challenges, and several municipalities also made headlines when they lost millions of rands in the VBS Mutual Bank saga. Mathabatha says that provincial departments, state-owned entities and municipalities are working very hard to ensure that all outstanding investigations relating to corruption and maladministration will be concluded without delay. And Premier Stan Mathabatha joins us now from our Pretoria studios. Mr. Mathabatha, thanks for your time this morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Mathabatha, so this is your 2nd term of office as Premier of Limpopo Province. With the many challenges facing the province, what are for you the most urgent issues that have to be addressed immediately?
I must say, Sakina, and good morning to your viewers also. I must say, having been there for 5 years, there are certain things that I think are not going to be of my immediate attention quite now, despite the magnitude of their importance. That is the issue of health and education. This is because I believe in the past 5 years we set a base and things can run on their own, in such a way that one as a premier does not have to babysit them. But there are 3 things that I think as a premier of a province like Limpopo, I would have to look into and make it a point that I invest almost 100%, if not 85% of my time into, is the question of roads, the question of water, and the question of jobs. These are the issues that I think I'll have to invest a lot of my time, a lot of my resources into moving forward.
Premier Mathabatha, you say that you feel like you don't have to, at least in the immediate term, babysit the departments of education and health. But as we speak, you have a situation in Zebediela where 3,000 learners haven't been to school for the past 4 months. That's 4 months of this 6-month year that has lapsed so far. And matrics in that area have missed their midterm exams. That community is calling on you to come and address them. Were you aware of this situation? Do you know that the children haven't been to school for 4 months? And why haven't you been there yet?
This is exactly why I'm saying what I'm saying, Sakina. If you look at the base of this problem, is the issue of roads. It's not the issue of education. So that is why I am saying I will have to babysit the matter of roads and ensure that it doesn't affect other very important aspects such as education and health.
But unfortunately, it is impacting on that at the moment. And the roads, along with the other priorities that you listed, water and jobs, the water issue is also as a result of a lack of service delivery. But then, given that your province performed so dismally in last year's matric examinations, you performed worst of the 9 provinces. Surely that is a problem, and you're not off to a great start, given how other issues, as you say, like the roads issue, is impacting that.
Sakina, it is not correct. It's absolutely not correct to say the province performed dismally. Having had or perhaps got position 9 does not necessarily mean that you have performed dismally. We've been improving our results in the past 3 years, and we are second in the last academic year. We were also the second best improved province after Mpumalanga. So if one says we perform dismally, I don't think it's very close to the truth. You don't perform dismally when you get 69% pass. And you don't perform dismally when you have got 3 consistent years of improvement, given the position where you are coming from. Remember, at some stage we were at 40%. Now we are at 69%. It's just that, yes, I agree, we obtained number last in terms of percentage, but in terms of actual numbers of the learners that we passed, we are not number last.
So, and this is the issue, Premier. I think we will agree to disagree on this one, because it will all depend on various factors, like if you're coming off a certain base, some would say you're coming off a low base, and therefore you can make that argument of how you have improved. But the point of the matter is, out of 9 provinces, you were last.
Let me give you an example, Sakin. Let me give you an example, Sakin. It's an example. Say, for example, you are a car dealer selling 100 cars. And then somebody, one of the sales representatives, you give him about 20 cars. The other one, you give him 80 cars. The one that gets 80 cars sells 60 cars. The other one who gets 20 cars sells 20. He gets 100%, but he only sold 20 cars. But the other one sold 60 cars. Who's bringing better value to the company?
As I said, we're going to agree to disagree on this one, because there are different variables that we are bringing onto the table now that don't necessarily add up. But let's park that there. The fact of the matter is, Limpopo came last of the 9 provinces, and unfortunately some of the problems persist with regard to education. And you say there are other attendant problems that you will look at. Now, you are the second poorest province in the country after the Eastern Cape. You have an unemployment rate, a youth unemployment rate of 27%. What's your vision economically for your province?
It means a lot, Sakina. It means a lot for us. That is why I am saying job creation is going to be one of my priorities that I'll have to babysit going forward. Hence, we come with measures, demand-side measures, such as the SEZ program, the biodiversity program. There are a number of programs that we are coming up with, which we think will ease the problems and the challenges that the economy of the province is currently having.
So, with regard to investment and attracting investment to the province, what's your vision in that regard?
Yeah, hence I'm talking about the demand-side measures that we are putting into place. The SEZ, for example, have already attracted about 153 billion South African rands from about 5 Chinese companies which will be investing in the province. So, and it's not just that. We've got another 1 billion rands investment that has already been put into place in Lepala, not Lepalale. What is this place? In Waterberg district.
And how do you hope
Northam, the name of the town is Northam.
So how are you hoping that that will actually address the issue of unemployment? Because yes, you can get the funds, but in the end, it depends on where all of that money actually goes and how you are able to make a dent into that unemployment rate.
Remember, when you design a project, you make your own projections. Say, for example, the SEZ project. When we make and calculated our projections, we find that the SEZ project alone will create about 24,000 jobs. And there are other programs that, and these are the direct jobs, again, that I'm talking about. But there are other programs that we are putting in place which also are going to create a lot of jobs. Hence, I'm saying I'm going to babysit these 3 sectors.
Right, and let's get to water, which was the other one you mentioned. Tell us how far you are with the Mopani district water saga and Giyani, where there was apparently an embezzlement by a construction company who were given a tender. How much water has been available in that area, and how much progress have you made into those investigations?
I know that the minister, remember this is a national competency, the provinces doesn't have competence in water. Hence I am saying one will have to zoom into this matter so that there can be synergies, or perhaps should I say there must be a seamless correlation between the local sphere of government, the province, and the national sphere of government on this very important commodity called water, this important resource called water, so that we can be in the position to regulate it properly and make it a point that our people get access to water.
All right, so when you started off, Premier Mathabatha, you said that this will be one of your focus areas. You outlined three: roads, water, jobs. So what exactly will you be doing as the Premier precisely to address these issues?
You know, like I'm saying, there is this detached operational mechanism in government. You see, the provincial government is not a water authority, but the local government sphere is the water authority, and the national government sphere has got water competency. So I'm saying, because there is that lacuna within the mechanism, so I will have to zoom into it and make sure that there is correlation between the two spheres, and there is no operational efficiency when it comes to the delivery of water to our people. So hence I'm saying I'll have to babysit this matter, because it is very critical. Even this SEZ program that I was talking about will never be successful for as long as we don't get the matter of water right.
And of course, with regard to some of the allegations of corruption, what do you know about that, and how far that has gone?
I know that the competent authorities are dealing with that matter. Like I said, we are not involved as the provincial government because we don't have competence in that matter.
But surely you are concerned, Premier Mathabatha, and
yes,
you would want to have a report blow by blow, because this is your province, and therefore you should know exactly where these matters are at.
Hence, I'm saying, it's not like something that is within the provincial government that I can say, give you blow for blow. I'm depending on the reports that I'm getting, either from the national sphere or the local sphere of government, where people are telling me as to whether the issues are progressing properly, or how are they progressing.
But that's precisely what I'm asking.
I currently have the latest details.
But why don't you, Premier? Because you're starting a new term, and surely you would want to know whether there's been any headway into these investigations, because they concern matters which you have outlined as priorities for yourself.
Sakina, you put it very well. I am starting a new term. There are priorities that are facing me in this new term. I am just starting a new term, and there are priorities, and I'm telling you, these are the priorities that I'm concentrating on. On the issues as to whether people how people are cleaning their rooms, how people are cleaning their back rooms, is not my priority for now. But if it was my competency, if this matter was within my domain, I would tell you blow for blow as to how am I cleaning my back room. But it resides within the national sphere of government currently. So why should I concern myself so much when I've got so much issues that I have to deal with in the
with respect, Premier Mathabatha, you are contradicting yourself, because you said that these will be your priority areas. You will not babysit
water.
To paraphrase.
The water
you
matter,
said,
not the corruption. The corruption matters that happens in the national sphere of government cannot be expected to be my priority.
But you cannot
But the
choose.
issue of delivery of water to my people is a priority.
But you cannot choose to ignore all the attendant issues. You can't say, I'm going to deliver water, but I don't care about all the corruption that has made sure that this becomes a priority area. The water is not being delivered to the people because of corruption. The roads are not tarred because of corruption. And you cannot really sit there, Mr. Mathabatha, and say you don't care about the corruption.
You are conflating issues now, Sakina. You are now conflating issues. That is not what I'm saying. I am saying delivering water to my people is a priority. But cleaning the back room of the National Department of Water and Sanitation Service is not my priority. But that does not mean that I'm neglecting that or I'm ignoring that. I've got interest, yes, I do have interest, but it's not my priority.
All right, let's move on to other matters. Let's talk about VBS Mutual, and several of your municipalities were involved in this. How far are those investigations?
That is my priority then. Currently, the investigation is at this level. We have already charged people. There are cases that are going on. When it comes to the municipalities, we have recalled the mayors, all the mayors, because we conducted a forensic investigation in all the mayors that invested in VBS. So we currently have recalled all those mayors who lost money, but we did not end there. We are now conducting a court readiness forensic investigation. So because if you don't have that, it becomes very difficult for you to take the matters to the Hawks or to whoever or to the NPA to prosecute over people. So we are conducting this court readiness investigation. As soon as we are done with it, we will start charging other people. But there are people who have already been charged based on the prima facie evidence that we are having about them.
All right, speaking of people who were implicated, Florence Radzilana. So she was sworn in as an MPL, and that raised quite a few eyebrows. Can you talk to us about that, given how heavily she was implicated in the looting of VBS?
Florence Radzilana has been recalled as the mayor of the Vembe district. Remember, she was the mayor of the executive. She was an executive mayor of the district. We have decided to recall her as the executive mayor, and currently we are still conducting investigation. Like I said, the court readiness investigation is being conducted in that municipality. If it is found out of that investigation that Comrade Florence is implicated, she will be charged. But currently we are still waiting for the investigation, like we are doing in all other mayors and municipalities that invested in VBS. But when it comes to the ruling party, she has been requested to step aside for the meantime until the matter is cleared.
And this will be the situation going forward. So you are waiting and you will take your lead from the ANC, is what you were saying, at national level?
Yes.
Right, and the raids on your office by the Hawks. Now, we understand this has to do, once again, with large-scale corruption involving inflated invoices regarding travel arrangements. What's the latest on that?
Absolutely. Yes. The latest on that, let me start by saying, Sakina, that we welcome that raid. We welcome that investigation. Is something that we have always been looking up to. Look, that division that they are investigating, that the Hawks raided, we have been dealing with it in many other ways. About 4 people have already been suspended before the Hawks could come. We had already suspended about 4 people in that division. One was even expelled by the Premier's office. And that person was reinstated by the process of the CCMA. But still, after reinstatement, we said he can no longer go back to the procurement division. But like I'm saying, we welcome that investigation because, as you'll remember, you'll know, the Premier's office may not necessarily have the kind of capacity that the Hawks have in terms of that kind of investigation. So if they assist us in terms of cleaning that division, I think I must say we are happy. We welcome that investigation.
Well, Premier Stan Mathabatha, thanks so much. That's our time this morning. Premier of Limpopo Province talking to us there about some of the challenges the province faces, talking about his priorities. And as he pointed out, his priority for this term will be roads, water and job creation.